Good morning. It is currently 11:08 a.m. It is Saturday, November 8th, and I want to explain to you a little concept that actually made me a lot more money. And that is the simple concept of saying no to more money actually made me more money. And I know this sounds extremely contradictory, and you might be thinking, well, how does that make any sense? Let me explain it to you. First off, I'm going to break down my story very briefly of the way my business was running previously versus the way it's running now, so you can actually have some context and to understand why this concept I've created, well, not me, but I found actually makes sense and inherently makes me more money. So firstly, I want to go back to when I first started the business back in January of this year. And quite frankly, I was afraid. I was unconfident. I had no ego. I was trying to always be a student, learning every single thing, every single day from anybody I could learn from in the first place, which was basically everybody because I had no idea what I was doing at first. As time continued to pass, as I developed more knowledge, as I got more clients, more case studies, developed more partnerships, improved the quality of my work, posted a lot more to social media, made more networks and connections, etc., my mindset didn't change with my actions. And actually what happened because of this as a result was that I was living in a constant state of imposter syndrome because my mind wasn't aligned with my actions. Not in a negative way, in the sense of I lie to myself and I'm being dishonest with myself, therefore my subconscious doesn't trust me. But instead in the sense of I'm doing this work, I'm making these connections, I'm improving every single day, Kaizen, 1% better every single day. My mind isn't changing. I'm not convicted in what I'm doing. I'm not confident in myself and my ability. Therefore, I just am a crazily unconfident, unegotistical individual with no ego, with no pride, with no confidence. So, how did this change? Well, very briefly, I got reintroduced to the beginning of Andrew Tate's fame by one of my friends. We actually haven't seen him for a little bit, but a couple months ago when I first moved to Bali, it was, I want to say it was beginning of September. Right now, again, it's beginning of November, so it was about 2 months ago at this point, when my friend introduced the original Andrew Tate to me before he gained all this fame, before he went bald even, right? And one of the Andrew Tate's lessons was utter pride, ego in himself, thinking, and not just thinking, but believing in deep down in his gut, everywhere, every cell in his body believes he is the man because he acts like it, he thinks like it, he talks like it, his actions reflect it. Therefore, his mind should be in correlation with his actions. And this took me a long time to actually understand and develop for myself. Basically 2 months of solid work, focusing on this concept constantly because my mind had been wired for my entire life to always be extremely coachable, to always be a constant student in everything that I do. So I had to basically break this mindset habit and shift my mind into ego, into pride, which I always had a negative connotation with because I'd associated pride and ego with not learning, with being cocky, with being arrogant, right? And I thought those were negative things, but it's actually not. Because if you look at the most successful individuals in the world right now, you could look at Elon Musk, you could look at Donald Trump, you could look at Putin, you could look at the Rothschilds, you could look at anybody. Do you not think they have ego in who they are? Do you think they're unconfident in the work they do? And let me ask you a better question. If you were working for Elon Musk, if you were working for Donald Trump, would you want them to not have an ego? Would you want to go in a Tesla and Elon Musk doesn't know what he's doing, he doesn't think he's legit, he doesn't think he's the man? Would you want to vote for President Trump if you don't think he's the man, if you don't trust him to keep his word, right? If you don't believe these men have egos, why would you want to be surrounded or associated with it? You wouldn't. So why would you want the same thing for yourself? Why would you want yourself to be constantly learning, to constantly seek more knowledge if you actually want to grow, develop, and make more money and become more successful? It actually doesn't make any more sense. It doesn't make any sense if you really dig deep down into it, right? Because if you have no ego, you have no confidence. If you have no confidence, you cannot close more deals, you cannot make more money, you cannot make the necessary connections you have to actually make to continue to learn and grow and develop. And if you don't have an ego, if you don't have pride in what you're doing, what's even the motivation for continuing to move forward in what you're doing? There is no motivation. It's always the other motivation you should have besides discipline. But discipline is going to fade at some point. I know people say it's the opposite of motivation fades. But if your motivation is strong enough to believe that you are the man, you are the best, you are better, and I'm saying this with quotation marks because you're not better than anybody else, but that you are better than everyone else, your mind is going to believe it. Your actions will reflect those beliefs and continue to bounce back and forth. Actions justified mind, mind justified actions. And you will continue to improve and grow because your motivation is to be the best person at what you do, to be the best at what you do. If you don't believe that, if you have no ego, if you have no conviction, if you have no confidence, especially doing what I'm doing, I will not close more deals. I will not make more connections. I will not move to certain locations. I will not do the work I am intended to do. And overall, I will not make more money because of that. So, yes, I might continue to learn and grow and develop if I have this constant coachable student mindset of I always have to learn new things. But at a certain point, you have to take what you know, believe it to be true, and implement. You cannot keep learning forever. You can, but at some point, you have to become the expert. And an expert does not think they always have more to learn. The expert thinks, I am capable and confident and convicted enough in what I'm saying and what I'm doing to be true, therefore I can replicate it in real life or even teach it to other people. That is where real confidence comes from. That is where real conviction comes from, right? So when we actually relate it to the point of this video, which is making less money, or let me actually read off the title of this video because I can remember, saying no to making more money actually made me more money. If I believe in my work, in the quality of my work, in what I do, in the conviction that I have, and the pride that I have, why shouldn't I justify increasing my prices in my work? Why should I cater to everybody? Why should I build a funnel for $500 like I did back in February? Why should I work with clients for less of a rev share? Why should I, do you understand what I'm saying, right? Why should I not increase my prices if my time is more valuable, if my connections are more valuable, if I'm more confident, capable in my ability? I've been working my ass off for these past, 11 months now to this point. It's almost been a year since I started this business, believe it or not. I can't even believe it myself. But if my mind, if my framing is not changing with the way that my work is changing, things are not going to align. I cannot keep building 500 funnels forever. I cannot keep doing rev share that makes me no money forever. I cannot keep doing little amounts of work, right? If I want to do the real work, I have to get paid real amounts of money for the work that I do because I believe I am the best at what I do. My business partner and I are the best at what we do. And that's not just saying that with no backing, with no justification. I mean, we literally are the best at what we do. Our results have proven it. Our connections have proven it. Our partnerships have proven it. Our friendships have proven it. Our results have proven it. And the income we're generating now has proven it. So why shouldn't we believe it? We do believe it. And I'm gonna ask you the same question. Why shouldn't you believe it? Why shouldn't you believe you're the best? Why shouldn't you believe you should be the most successful? You should make the most amount of money. You should charge the highest prices. You can do all of these things as long as you have the conviction and the confidence to do so. And the conviction and the confidence comes from taking action. It comes from understanding and appreciating your action accepts and validates and justifies having more money. And having more money makes you more money, obviously, right? That sounds so stupid saying that out loud. Anyways, by disallowing, for lack of a better term, more people into my framework. I make more money because I only accept higher priced things. At the end of the day, if you want to become more convicted in what you do, if you want to justify increasing your prices, if you want to become more confident, more prideful, more egotistical in everything that you do, and ultimately make more money, make more connections, build better partnerships, and become more successful, you have to believe in what you're doing. And you have to say no to making more money, because that will make you more money. Saying no to certain opportunities, believing you take a higher frame than what you were previously worth, what some people are asking you to pay them, or to pay you, you will make more money, you'll become more successful. When you constantly have this higher frame over what you used to have, and it's justified with everything I've been saying in this video, there's no reason you shouldn't make more money, right? Why should you want to make, if you want to make $100,000 a month, let's just use that as an example real quick before I end this video. Why should you not just charge 10 people $10,000? Why would you want to charge 100 people $1,000? Ultimately, it's more work, it's more frustration. You're technically getting paid less if you think about it, even though it's getting paid $100,000 per month, it's the same, right? Why would you want to do that? Why not just increase your framing, increase your confidence, your conviction in what you do, charge higher prices, have less of a headache with higher quality clients, and ultimately make more money faster, right? At the end of the day, you're making $100K per month with both scenarios, but you can see the inherent benefits of charging 10K 10 times than 1K 100 times. It just makes more sense. Does that make sense? Sure it does. So, if you found value from this video, I'm sorry to stumble, I just woke up a couple minutes ago. If you found value from this video, please hit that subscribe button, it'll mean the world to me. Like, comment with any questions, DM me on Instagram, I'll link it below, but my handle is Josh S. Klein on Instagram. DM me, ask me anything, I'll be happy to answer, provide more value. If you want to see other videos like this, please let me know. If you want to see any other videos, just let me know as well what kind of topics you want to see. I'll be happy to address them. But again, if this was valuable, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, bye-bye.